What is up, everybody? I'm NoLuxGiven here with your afternoon snap, and today we've got a brand new season, which means a brand new season pass card. And for this season, that card is going to be Nebula. Each turn your opponent doesn't play a card here, plus 2 power, and it's a pretty heads-up play by my opponent to play Nebula into negative zone, which is a location that you don't really want to be playing cards to every turn, which will then maximize Nebula's stats. So thought that was pretty nice. My opponent, as we can see, is playing a Thanos deck in some capacity with the new card added to it. But this game's going pretty well for me. Other than Nowhere, which is not a good location for a Galactus deck, we've got 2 good locations, and we have Ramp and Galactus itself. So we do have some options here, but we basically have to make a decision this turn. We're going to wave this turn and then drop Galactus next turn. So the question is, do I want to wave into negative zone or Xandar? And ultimately, I decide to drop that wave into Xandar because then I can destroy more stones. I figured my opponent is probably going to play to Xandar this turn, and that will result in me having a cheaper death and a bigger null as well, because Xandar currently has more power than the negative zone. So that's the plan, though things are a little bit awkward in that capacity still. Negative zone is not the best Galactus location, but it is still a location that I can drop my Galactus nonetheless. I'm going to snap on turn 4 as I drop Kang, just to draw me 1 card deeper in the deck, potentially allowing me to draw Null, which would be a huge power to drop on the board. We can see that on turn 4, my opponent is going to play Thanos into the negative zone there, and this is where things are a little bit tricky because I can't Shang-Chi my opponent's Thanos in the negative zone, and that's why it's not like the best location for us, and we do have Shang-Chi already, which means maybe it was a mistake to leave negative zone as the Galactus location. Now, we will be able to Spider-Man. That's really cool, because we were able to draw a card deeper. We already know we're going to be able to drop that next turn. So things are still going okay, though. Galactus is going to add -1 power to the negative zone, and then Spider-Man isn't going to add any power there at all. So still a little bit awkward, but we'll blow up those other 2 locations nonetheless, Nowhere and Xandar, and Null will be 12 power for us if we can draw that and drop that on the final turn. So same as Death, we'll probably just wind up playing Death on that final turn of the game. But for right now, I'm going to drop Spider-Man into the negative zone, and we will see what happens on my opponent's side of the board. They're going to wind up playing, let's see, do I have to skip ahead at all? Maybe a little bit. They're going to drop a Kazar and a Reality Stone, which transforms negative zone, meaning that now I can Shang-Chi, and it also transforms it into Shuri's Lab. So I'm going to have a pretty easy time winning this location. So from here, we will just see my opponent retreat. Honestly, I should probably be playing Reality Stone myself, or at least Scarlet Witch, just because I love all of the random moments that it adds to the game. They're always a lot of fun to highlight, and this game is going to be another great example. Again, I'm going to drop that turn 4 Galactus thanks to the turn 3 wave, and this time we can see my opponent is playing a Mr. Negative Thanos list. There's some cool overlapping synergy there. Time Stone can help you play an early Mr. Negative along with Psylocke, and then Bast can also help pump up those stones. And then after you've flipped over your deck with Mr. Negative, the stones can help draw you into those important flipped over cards, like flipped over Iron Man. I'm gonna drop Dr. Octopus just to leave my opponent the least amount of time to draw said flipped over cards. My opponent's gonna play 2 stones this game, Time Stone and Reality Stone, like I had mentioned. And Reality Stone is going to transform the location into Lemuria, preventing my opponent from getting Doc Oct and filling their location. So they're still gonna get to make a play on the final turn. They've drawn additional cards. They're only gonna get to play 1 additional card here. So it's probably going to be a pretty nice play for them, but we do get to drop 24 power into Lemuria on this final turn because we still have Doc Ock left to reveal. So I'm going to play it out. We're already infinite for the season as well. This was a game from the previous season, and unfortunately they do have the flipped over Iron Man, so they will beat me here 28-24. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Luxgiven. Peace.